Hi everyone, this is Charlie from the Care Association, and today I am with Lorna Edwards, and her company is called Open Arms with Love.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Lorna. Let me ask you a question. How did you get into this business?
Oh boy. I was taking care of my friend's parents who live in Levitt Park, and I was living in St. Michael's here in Rockledge, and they were declining. The wife had Alzheimer's and the husband had congestive heart failure. My girlfriend lived in Colorado. And as I saw the decline in them, I called her to come home and take care of her parents. At that time, she had a dilemma about placement. And she asked me to take them home with me. I had a teenager at that time, and he said, "No way, Mom." So I discussed it with a friend of mine, and she said, "Want to start your home business? You already have 2 patients." So that's how it started. Unfortunately, my friend's father passed away before I got my business going, and the mom, her Alzheimer's became more worse, so she ended up in a locked unit. But that's how I started.
And how many years has this been now?
That was 7 years ago.
7 years. Well, can you, let's say that I'm a customer, potential customer. Can you describe your place to me? Why would I come to you?
Well, for one, you would come to me because it's a family-run business. And between myself and the family that helps to run this business, we are all in the medical field. I'm a nurse. My daughter is a nurse. My other daughter, she's a massage therapist. My son-in-law is a CNA. And so that helps us as medical people to help to prevent you from going to the hospital. We definitely see things happening before they get worse, and we take you to the primary doctor and help to prevent that drama that goes into the emergency room. And because we are family run, we tend to believe anyone that comes in here also become an extended family, and we treat them as such.
And that's very important, isn't it?
Absolutely.
How about, when you get the big institutions and big communities, they say that they have aging in place. How does that work? Do you have any experience with that, aging in place?
Oh.
And how does it compare to your place?
As a nurse for so many years, I have been into several of those big places, and I've heard the word age in place. And I have come to know what age in place means, because when they talk about age in place, it's either you have to find a private sitter to sit with your parents, which is extra financially, or you have to rely on hospice, which is not always there, or you have to end up paying extra also to make sure that that person have 24-hour care to stay there, because they don't have enough staff to keep that person comfortable as they should. Whereas here, we always have enough staff as a small institution. Actually, it's not an institution. It is a family home-like setting. And as such, we tend to care for you like we would care for our mother, our grandmother, our siblings, anyone that is someone that we love and care for. We care for you as such. Age in place to us is you come in, you stay here, and you pass with love, dignity, surrounded by people you have come accustomed to being around you all the time.
Sounds good. Now, I'm a kind of guy that like to eat. Can you tell me about your food?
Oh, we love to cook. And all of our food is made right here. We cook every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We cook different kind of food. We cook lasagna, anything that you want, you can think of. Pot roast, roast beef, absolutely. We bake, any kind of food you want. I had just one that was here. She was Italian and young girl, and one of her wishes was to have her kind of Italian lasagna. I have never done it that way. But she was able to explain it to me. And me being the type of person I am, I sat there, I listened to her, and I made it exactly how she wanted it. And when she had it, Christmas Day, her father and her brother, she said, Lorna, I couldn't have done it any better. Thank you. So that's the way we try to go out of the way to please our loved ones that we take care of.
You sound like you're a great cook.
That's what they all say.
You know, Lorna, at our place, a lot of people come to us, to our assisted living place, and they're in a crisis. You know, they've been to the big community, and they got kicked out. And usually this happens, and they're in a crisis. They have never investigated other homes and like that, so they come to our place, and I might be full. And then they go to choice B, and they might be full too. And all of a sudden, they have to settle for something that they never expected. But they're in this crisis. They don't know what the small home can offer. Now, how does that happen to you?
I have had quite a few family members that say to me, I never thought my loved one could be in a place like this. I never thought a place like this could take care of my loved one. I never knew you existed. I thought, you know, sometimes I'm afraid because you're not licensed, or, you know, you are not capable of taking someone at that level. And I would say to them, well, we are all under the same criteria on the ACA guideline. The difference is that because we are such a small family gathering, we are able to do more for your loved one as they transit into a different cycle of going home. You know, we can give them more care because of our small setting than the largest, the bigger place. And they're like, I wasn't aware, you know, I am so glad that I investigate because you are becoming my lifesaver. I had one lady just recently, she was a social worker for many years, and she had her husband who she really wanted to keep home. Didn't want to put him in a nursing home. And, you know, her choice was bleak. But someone told her about me. He was diabetic, had finger stick twice a day. And so not many places would have taken him. But because I'm a nurse, and I'm pretty much always at my facility, he was recommended to me. And out of that recommendation, it has become a long life friendship. I was able to give her peace and comfort to know that he got everything that she wanted to give him at home, because it was a home setting, and I was able to monitor his blood sugar. I took care of him until the day he passed, and now we have a friendship that she said to me, there will be nowhere else but your home when it's time for me to reach that stage. And her son is in agreement with that, and, you know, but if someone else didn't recommend her to me, should have never known about me. So we need to make sure that people know we as small places give more care than the bigger places. We are here for you and your family because we have more staff on hand. Our ratio more times is, you know, 2 to 3 comparing to the larger facility. You know, and if we don't have nurses on hand, we most times have a nurse friend that we can always call to come in, and we use the hospice as a supplement.
And you find that most people do not really understand what the small home can do.
That's the problem. They don't know. And this is where we are coming in to try and educate them more, you know, so that they can realize that it's just a home away from home with extra help, with extra medical people involved. It's a setting that they are pretty much even sometimes in a better home setting than they were at home, and they have more people that are there to take care of their personal need and take care of whatever emotional need that they might have. and also will help you as the family to get that comfort and also guide you with your emotional needs.
Oh, your heart is so obvious. Thus the name, Open Arms with Love.
That was a dream that came to me, and I embrace it. And I truly know that, I don't regret the day that the name came to me, because it has certainly opened up the doors, because our arms are always open to whoever comes in. We love whoever comes in, and that's the reason why, we can smile and we can give the love and care that we do here.
Another thought that I have is, how about activities? What kind of activities do you have for your residents?
Well, we do activities for everyone. Doesn't matter how much they have dementia or whatever level they are.
Mm-hmm.
The more alert they are, the more involved we get as far as games, domino, bingo, Scrabbles. But then for the ones that are more dementia, we do a little gardening, or, we have things that is to their soothing, whatever that they can do. We have little trucks that they may be able to pull apart. Maybe they were engineers, or maybe the ladies used to like to fold clothes in, so I allow them to fold clothes or stuff like that. So we try and do stuff. We take them out for walks. The park is close by, so I take them to the park so that they can just get fresh air and stuff like that. So we do a lot of stuff that will help to keep them a little bit more involved.
Oh, and what about pricing? Like, a lot of the bigger places, when they add on services, they add on costs. Can you expand on that for your place?
Absolutely. We do not add on because someone may decline. We take them in while they're healthy, and this is why we say they are family. If our family declined, we would not expect to be charging them more. So we keep them, at the same rate. The only time that we would ever have to, change rate is, things are changing day to day. Cost of living is going up. And so what would give them enough notice for them to be aware of that. But it's not because of the change in their status as far as the need that may become available for us to take care of. That's not the reason why we change prices, no.
I see, okay. Thank you, that makes it clear.
And tie and say, so that would affect, if you lived in a large community, that would affect aging place.
Yeah, so that in fact would affect, if you live in a large community, would affect aging and pricing also.
Oh, absolutely, because like I said earlier, when you age in place in the larger places, it comes more financial, because if you have to bring in extra help, that's definitely a chunk in price. Whereas we are the one that making the difference in the care that we give to your loved one without charging you anything extra. But there's a big difference in aging in place in the smaller setting comparing to a larger community.
So you will do everything you can to keep your costs as low as you can, so that it doesn't affect the families.
Absolutely, absolutely. We work with families as they come in, and we try and maintain that, that cost. We work with different programs, that will help the family. And, as a small community, we realize that, it could be one of us, and so there are different things that we do sometimes to help families to be able to take care of their loved ones.
You work very closely with the family members.
Oh, absolutely. I've had so many families that have been in my place that, could not afford to be anywhere else. And, I have one bed that I say is available for someone that cannot afford my regular rate, so I give that bed to someone at a lower rate, because that's just me. I said this is my deed to the good Lord for what He has done for me.
That is very touching.
Thank you.
In the 7 years you've been in this business, do you have any stories that you would like to share with us?
I have so many.
Something that really means a lot to you.
One of my first patients, there she's up there, God bless her soul. She called me mother. She fell a couple of days after she was at the facility. And we took her to the hospital. She had a broken hip. And the family was in a dilemma what to do with her. Because the only way was for her to get a tube to go into rehab. And she said no tube. And we respect that. So I said, put her in hospice. Take her back home. That's where she belonged. And so we did. She came back home, and they thought she was going to pass. Well, she was there, and she started getting better under our care. 3 months later, she was bright and perky again. I said, let's start rehab. So I got someone privately came in, and we started to rehab her, and I also do rehab on my own with her. She started walking again. And the love we share, mother and daughter, as she calls me mother, never changed. If for whatever reason I wasn't around, the staff could tell. She would be sad. What happened to mother? Where is mother? And I'd have to call her and talk to her myself and let her know I'm okay. Upon her passing, 3 years later, I was bathing her. And as I'm bathing her, she looked at me and she said, oh my God, you're black. And I said, oh my God, you mean 3 years of taking care of you? You had no clue I was black? And so that just goes to show the bond we had and shared. Color was blinded. And one of the things that her daughter had said to me upon her coming to me was, don't be afraid if mom called you that N name, because she's very back in that old time days. She has never called me that name. And it only took upon her dying bed to realize that I was a black person. I will always remember her. I will always remember that moment.
That is an incredible story, Lorna, and I thank you for letting us come into your home and share some thoughts with you. And before we leave, I'd like to say to those of you, if you are considering sending your loved one to a big institution or a big community, that's okay. We understand that. But understand also that they will decline in health, and when they do, then they want to put your loved one into a nursing home. Just remember this. Instead of the nursing home, you have another option. They can come home like this with Lorna and get that loving care that they need and live that way. It's much better, and it's a lot less expensive. Have a great day. It's been fun spending some time with you.
Thank you.